everyone, in this video report I will explain how to calculate regression value and create tables, as well as explain the output result from the previous SPSS practicum. First, we prepare the data we want to calculate. Since this data is incomplete, we complete the y values by finding the a and b values from the known x and y values. As usual, we find the sum of each calculation we need, such as the x squared value and the x multiplied by y value. Then, we calculate the values of n, a, and b using the following formula. After obtaining the value of a and b, we substitute the regression equation to obtain the value of y that we want to find. Here, we use the previously known value of x. Here, we can use the f4 function and drag the lower right corner to speed up the calculations. Next, we round the obtained value of y using the round formula. This is the record of the entire process. Next, we move on to the next sheet to calculate the value of a, b, r squared and create a graph of all the available data. Here, we calculate the value of n, b, and a using the same formula as before. Then, we calculate the value of r and r squared using the following formula. Once we have done that, we can process to create the graph by blocking the x and y value. Then going to insert and selecting scatter chart. Next, we select on the one of the points, right-click and select Add Thread Line. Select a linear line and activate display equation and display R square. This is the diagram. We move on to the last sheet, which is creating a regression statistic tables. Here, we use the data analysis function that we activate earlier. Select regressions, choose the Y and X value according to the data, activate the label, and select here where we want to place the table. Once done, we click OK. This is the regression statistic table. Let's move on to the explanation of the output result from SPSS. First, let's go to the descriptive statistic table. The table shows that there are 6 data points that have been entered. The average cells are 410 units with a standard deviation of 40,25. The average advertising cost is 30,83 with a standard deviation of 12,01. This table only provides a general overview of the data. Next, the percent correlation coefficient is 0,404, meaning there is a weak positive relationship between advertising cost and sales. Significant value equals to 0,214 greater than 0,05. That means this relationship is not statistically significant. Next, the variable table. The variable entered into the model is advertising cost and the dependent variable is sales. Next, in this table we know R squared equals to 0,163, means that only 16,3% of the variation in sales is explained by the variation in advertising cost. Significant F equals 0,428 more than 0,05. That means the regression model is not significant. From this table, it is known that model is not significant because p-value equals to 0,438 more than 0,05. In this table, we know the value of variable A and B, and advertising coefficient not significant. In these following two tables, we found that there are no multicollinearity problem because there is only one predictor and the residual distribution is still within reasonable limits. There are no extreme outliers. And next, we explain about graph. And the first graph is histogram of residuals. The shape of the histogram shows the distribution of the residuals of regression model. The graph is close to normal, but since the amount of data is only 6, it is difficult to conclude normality for sure. Next, normal PP plot shows the cumulative distributions of standardized residuals against the theoretical normal distribution. The dots are quite close to the line. This means the assumptions of normality is not really violent. And the last graph is scatter plot. So the relationship between predicted by actual sales value, scatter of dots show no clear pattern. That means suitable for linear models, but validity remains weak due to low correlations.